Alright YouTube, there it is in all its glory. I got that lower receiver last night and I got to work this morning and it is completed. What you have here is a Smith Wesson M&P 15 lower, and I got some Magpul furniture on there in flat dark earth. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I wanted to do something a little bit different this time. I have the A2 M16 style AR already with the triangular handguards. Tried to get it as close to the Vietnam era look as possible. And for this Varmint rifle, even though I'm not really going to be shooting any varmints with it, it's more of a bench rest target gun. I went ahead and I got some Magpul grips and a Magpul CTR stock, and so far I'm really liking it. Now from start to finish, well, this was my first time ever trying to build a stripped AR lower receiver, so I did it really slowly. I used Such's video, an excellent video. It was really helpful. I'll put a link in the description. But I used his video to guide me along, and you know, there were a couple of spots where I had a little bit of trouble and I had to try over and over again with some of the small springs. But I got everything assembled, and I did install everything mil spec. So I did install the original trigger and trigger group because I wanted to learn from this experience and really get to know the inner workings of an AR. And if you ever build a lower receiver like this from scratch, you will really appreciate the elegance and the brilliance of Eugene Stoner's design. So anyways, I did the whole thing from start to finish, and then of course I did go ahead and I removed the mil-spec trigger group, and I put in this match grade 3-pound Timney trigger. Overall, it's been a great experience. The only thing left to do now is to take it to the range, and hopefully everything is going to work the way it's supposed to. Let me just flip it over and I'll give you another view. So there is the M&P lower. There's the Timney trigger installed and tightened down. That Timney trigger was not too difficult. The only thing that's a little hard is getting those springs tightened down, because you have to get those two bars out of the way and to get those little screws under there. That was kind of tough, but it wasn't too bad. There's the Magpul grip, and there's the CTR stock with the friction lock feature. And what that does is, let's see if I can do this for you guys. Okay, so right now the friction lock feature is not engaged and it's got a little bit of wobble. You engage the friction lock and the thing is solid. No wobble, no play. It's really nice. And this is my first adjustable stock, so thought that was kind of cool. Basically, it's just a standard mil-spec lower with a couple of little upgrades. So what I'd like to do now is I'm going to go ahead and attach the upper, show you what that looks like, and we'll do a function test, and hopefully everything will be okay. I'll be right back. Okay, there it is. Everything fit together the way it was supposed to, and I gotta tell you guys, I'm really excited by the look and the fit and feel of this rifle. Plus the fact that I put most of it together myself. You know, it's just like an extra sense of pride. Unless this thing blows up in my face, but I don't think it will. So that's it. Let's go ahead and put a magazine in there. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, I did keep everything legal because this is in California. So I had to make sure that I didn't have a removable magazine system in place. And yeah, there's my silly little California compliant bullet button cannot release a magazine unless you push something in there, either like a bullet tip or a pen or something like that. And that's on there, so everything is legal. So let's get a magazine in there and see if it pops out. Okay, so the first thing that we want to check is magazine insertion and removal. And in my case, I got to make sure this bullet button works. So let's take a magazine. Okay, that's good. Let me get my pen here. Okay. Now let's make sure that the magazine comes out when we engage our little bullet button. Alright, so far so good. Let's go ahead and check the bolt. That's good. Alright, bolt catch. Let me try this instead here. Alright, that's good. Holds back. Let's release the bolt, make sure that works. Alright, that's good. And let's try this new trigger out. Put it on fire here. Safety. Well, first of all, let me make sure the safety works. That's good. Now let's dry fire this. Woo, wow, that's a sweet trigger. Such a difference versus the stock mil-spec trigger. I'll try that one again. Very nice. Wow, I cannot wait to try this trigger out, guys. Whew, that's nice. Well, anyways, I've got this ArmaLite mount here, and it does hold that scope forward just a little bit. And I tried it off camera, guys, and this thing is very comfortable. I get a perfect cheek weld, perfect eye relief, and I cannot wait to try this thing out. Let's see what's left here. Let's put it back on safe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I'm sorry. One viewer asked me if that Rock River upper can take a bipod, and yes, it can. There's your attachment right there. So, there's my completed new AR, my Varmint Precision AR build. Just to recap, it's a Rock River upper with a Smith Wesson M&P lower and some Magpul furniture, and then of course that really nice crisp Timney 3-pound trigger. The holidays are coming up. I'm going to have a few days off, and hopefully I'll be able to get this thing out to the range very soon and put it through its paces. And I'm hoping that my groupings will get even tighter with that nice Timney trigger in there. And if El Terrible 666, if you're watching this, maybe we can hook up at Angeles over the holidays and get some rounds downrange together. Alright guys, that's it. My first AR build from scratch, you know, in terms of the lower. And was a very good experience, and hopefully this rifle is going to perform as well as I hope it can. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys soon.